Hello everyone and welcome back to Warwick for the final game in today's play here at the Nationals 2023 and the Para-Nationals disciplines. We have the final of the Women's Open pairs for you right here. It's Queensland versus South Australia, and it is going to be Louise Hoskins and Serena Bonnell to take on Vanessa Wildy and Kathy Vluggen. That is what we have for you. Hoskins and Bonnell being Queensland, of course, and Wildy and Vluggen being South Australia. We are just about to get underway. The hooter is about to go. There it is, and we are off. 15 ends here for this final. And Clive Adams back with you. Peter Harris joining me for one last time today. How are you, mate?
Yes, very exciting. Our first medal match.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
For the day. So, a little bit more. Everyone wants to win every game, but a little bit more when there's a gold medal on the line.
Tourism Western Australia, the Department of Local Government, Sport and Cultural Industries, Lottery West and the City of Joondalup proudly bring you the Nationals 2023 right here in WA. Warwick have done a fantastic job over the 3 days so far. Another day of Para-Nationals to come. And we are underway with Vanessa to play the first bowl of the match for South Australia. She is using the purple Aero Optima. And done a good job with the weight. Just needed to get down a little. And now Louise with her light blue Hanselite XGs. We could probably debate blue or green, but and just looking for a bit of jack. Gonna pass underneath. Should be another very good match, this. Obviously, most will know Serena from her recent World Championships exploits and Commonwealth Games, of course. So Vanessa just missing her weight with her second bowl. It gives Louise the opportunity to correct. Tell you what, this might have missed the weight as well, so a little bit of a settling in period here for the two leads. Maybe a few nerves being a final. It always come to bear potentially in the first couple of ends, and then things settle down after that. Oh, clear run here, and this won't be far away. That's a very good bowl. Nice correction. Gets the doff of the cap from Kathy. Very happy with that. And Louise with a decent sort of correction here as well. That is a very good bowl and well cheered home by Serena. Yep, just goes back to check and indicates one up to Queensland. Sarah Hope looking after us from an official's point of view. They do. We do have an ITO on hand for these matches that we stream. That way we can get the signal of who's got the shot throughout the end. Makes it a little bit easier for us to give you the best information. We have Kathy to play her first bowl of the match. Hanselite XG, her choice of bowl. So we do have the red stickers on the South Australian bowls and the maroon stickers on the Queensland bowls. Not the easiest way to go about telling the difference.
Straight onto the wide hand. So that's going to turn a bit more.
Now Serena readies herself for her first attempt in the match. Pointed it well. Was not far away.
Just got to run it out. We want it.
Absolutely.
Nice start.
So much experience for Serena over the last few years. A very determined competitor she is too. Kathy just needs this to hold on now, and she could find a land. Well, just drift underneath. So I believe that might have cut it back to just the one. If you're ignoring stickers, it's the light blue and maroon bowls against the purple and green. So maybe I don't know. Fremantle Dockers supporters might be supporting South Australia here with the purple and green. Serena needs this one to finish off. I don't know that one's quite going to do it as trying.
Oh, I think it did. I think it might have. Front bowls always look a bit closer in the camera than what they are.
Confirm that it is too.
Good enough. It's mean a switch of hands, maybe. Oh.
A lot of the other games finished for the day.
Yeah,
there's plenty of people positioning themselves around the rink.
There's only 3 games going on.
Well, the little slide off the front nearly worked there. Went careering through the gap, and a chance now for Serena to add to her good work. Well pointed again.
Yep. We'll get back a fair way here.
Well, look at that.
It's a great shot. 3
Brilliant bowls.
Perfect start.
And
4 did they say, or
is that 4 shots that's been signalled there? It is 4 shots signalled. So, big start there for Queensland.
Definitely.
And already Serena down. Just have a quick chat with Louise to give an opinion as to where they go from here.
Kookaburra's back with a friend. Is it a wombat?
That looks like a wombat.
South Australian wombat? The Queensland kookaburra.
Well, the kookaburra has to be Queensland, doesn't it?
So I'm going to go with South Australian wombat.
Okay.
I've got no other choice. Come back to our crow discussion. Got to win the crows. Or the ravens. Maybe they should be the ravens. Are there any sporting teams called the ravens? I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, there's Thornley Bowling Club in WA that goes by the Ravens.
True. It's also Baltimore Ravens in the NFL for those USA listening. Okay, so straight back out to this wider side, looking for a little bit of extra turn. Sometimes it's because it's not vicious turn, so just a bit more friendly sometimes with a light breeze, something that turns. That's a great start. This is Vanessa pushing it through, pushing into the breeze going this way, so he's just not quite going to run this one out, but it's still pretty good. Just held out. It's probably a foot, 2 feet short. It's made SA change their hand back to the narrower hand. She might have similar weight to her first, unless that jack's in the way.
Well, it's very close, just on the outside of it. I think it's fair to say, with the experience that Queensland have here, that they do enter this match as favourites.
Yep.
Louise, very experienced player in her own right, and of course we've already talked about Serena's exploits over the years. Another nice bowl there from Louise. 3 very good bowls, really.
Just going to run away.
Might hang on for third. No, hasn't.
So pressure again after dropping a 4 the first end and 3 down on the crossover the second.
Kathy's going to need something special here, because Serena's unlikely to be far away. She's going to have plenty to play to. She'll have first crack at this. Magnificent conditions right now.
Oh,
all those clouds that were here this morning are now officially gone.
It's a great Sunday afternoon, isn't it?
Beautiful. If you're in the area, get down and enjoy this these marvellous conditions. If not, stick with us right here.
Yep.
We'll take you through all the action. We're going to be back here again tomorrow from 8:45 for more finals action at the Para-Nationals.
You'll be back.
You get the day off tomorrow?
Well, I've got the day off commentating, yep. Bringing in an offsider. Probably increase the viewership, I would have thought.
Troy Kinane will be joining us tomorrow. Club support manager for Bowls Australia. Okay, Serena on her way with her first attempt on this end and not looking too bad. Might just pass just in behind. Well, that's a good home. Will not be concerned about that at all. That is landing right amongst those 2 away bowls just in behind. Kathy now looking to rectify some of this. She's out deep.
Yeah, it's just...
Gee, the weight wasn't bad, Pete.
It's good. Just wasn't going to pull just enough into that breeze. Tried hard, but It was a good look.
Tighter line for Serena, but she's in the area again.
Make contact with one half a turn, so
that's perfect.
Jack just wobbled out a little bit, so it wasn't quite as harmful as it could have been. But
4 still the signal. Thought that might have only been 3, but 4 the signal from Sarah, who's out on the rink.
There's a couple of blue balls to sit here. Bit of Jack, but she does seem to have thrown it out there again.
She was good weight again to give it a chance, but it's down on that deep side. So with her last, she's going to have to take a punt and drop the line in a little bit, and that is always dangerous, Pete. You don't want to overdo that. Serena will likely add another here.
Track's pretty good, isn't it?
It's very good.
I'll just run a touch. So it is 3 or 4. More likely 3, yeah, I agree. Looks 3, but Kathy's sake, I'm hoping, she's hoping.
Kathy wants to do something about this.
It's 1 to them.
Good on you, Rob.
That's why. The line is much better.
Is it ever?
Just 1 ball earlier, she would have got the middle of that and been shot.
Instead, glances off, rolls away, and I think it's going to be 3 shots to Queensland. We might have a measure coming out here. We do. So the laser measure will be put into place. As Di joins us to look after this. Di Milner from South Australia. And Vicky Eva quickly jumps in there to assist the setup. The laser measure in play here. It shows you how quickly it can be done. And they'll just check the third one as well. So the laser measure can handle four bowls at once.
It would be a very unusual situation.
So that's the third. It doesn't matter where the fourth is, because
both,
unless they're going to check the other.
That's it.
They may want to check the other Queensland bowl. No, it is 3. 3 is what we thought it was all along. And a 7-0 advantage to Queensland after 2 ends have been played.
It's a hot start.
Certainly is.
Hot start, so South Australian ladies will need to be on their game this end. We just use the old adage, you get behind quick enough, by far enough, gives you a lot more time to get back.
Yes.
If you're going to get behind by
it might as well be early. Yeah, yeah.
Don't leave it too late, it's too late. Plenty of time.
Serena always very supportive of whenever I've seen her playing with any of her teammates, always very supportive. Not someone that says a lot, but when she says it, she makes it count. We know this one will go a little sideways at the end. That is the hand that's widest now on the rink. But Louise will know her weight was spot on with the first now. Vanessa looking to get down. Not quite going to, just on the outside. Again, weight not too bad though. So something to work with the second attempt. Well, Serena's called this better already.
So I think it was similar, but just a little better.
And the wind was trying to destroy it, but it managed to hang on.
Has it got the same weight?
Nope, just going to come up short. The line was okay. I'm not sure with a bit more weight whether it would have still held a little bit. So opportunity now for Louise to capitalise. She's had her weight perfectly really with her first two bowls. Just looked to find a slightly wider line. And it's going to be a solid setup once again for Queensland. This isn't far away.
The weight's good. This is right on top.
It's really well played.
Great shot.
It's nice when you can see the thought process of a player, isn't it? You can see the correction working there. So I've just got to get out a bit deeper. Once again, just on that wide side.
Just getting out there wide when that breeze is blowing across.
It's a rarity, Pete, to play bowls in WA where there's not a narrow hand and a wide hand, and generally a wind blowing somewhere. So
generally,
it's unusual for both hands just to be the same. And often you'll find that people will choose the narrow hand, the shortest way home. Of course, we didn't see that all the way through the singles at Sorrento. Some of the players opted to, Sam Ferguson springs to mind, that opted to play the wide hand more so than the narrow.
Wide hand's probably more consistent, but obviously it's harder because you a lot more margin for error because you're throwing it out a bit wider. But if you've got that skill level that you think you can overcome that, it's a lot more consistent than having the wind blow against you on the narrow hand, especially in Perth, because it's not always consistent. It's all about breeze, but it's also gusty breeze quite a lot of times. It comes and goes.
Serena just missed out on a little bit of run there, just needs a metre on that one.
Nearly, I know she went 3 down, but she played a really good bowl with the last one, the last end. Produces another bowl like that, she'll get the shot. Well, and just running through.
You managed to clip one out in the process, but we had the pleasure of interviewing Serena on the Right Line, the Bowls Australia official podcast. Gee, it was a great interview. Really, really enjoyed it. It's a different, so the way Serena goes about it,
she has given that one a heave. So
not ideal.
No. So going on their conversation, it's probably now a measure for shot.
Now, it was one of the more powerful interviews we've done, or that has been done on the right line. Of course, Febo now heading that one up. Does a great job with it. And you can get the Right Line podcast via your favourite podcast provider. Always a good one to listen to in the car, and good option. Now, it's just finding its way through. It's going to get caught up, more the weight than anything.
Right, yep.
Even then, with a little bit more weight, probably would have held out. The line looks to be more inside that last bolt. So,
gone from a measure to I think we're holding. So, a bit more
so do I. But there's not a lot in it.
No.
And there is room. Well, this is going to sort out who's got shot. There you go.
Then made sure of that one as well.
It was never in doubt. Even if it had just run into the bowl, it was going to be enough to make sure of shot. 2 and a measure is the call here. Well, Kathy has sent this out on a wide line.
Again, yes. All their bowls, all wide lines.
So, we will get the measure again, I think, here. And Rightio's out there again. I'll definitely remove one. They may look to measure the rest.
Just working out the order that they measured them in.
Yeah, I think there's little doubt that it's 2. It's just a matter of whether that third one is going to get in. I think the 2 front ones are in. So that's 2, as we expected. Now, is this one in?
I would think yes. Is it? Oh, that's close.
It's very close. They may actually go to the laser measure here. Okay, so it is 2. So there was no touch on the light blue bowl, and so they went back just to make sure that the measure hadn't moved. Went back to the original bowl. Just check that out, and 2 shots confirmed. So it's 9 shots to 0.
No, it's saying 3. Well, that's not quite how we heard it explained, but they are saying 3. So 10-0 after 3 ends. The explanation from Vicky was a little confusing from what we heard. There must have been other words afterwards, so.
Okay. Well,
I know it's mucking up your little
no, well, I'm
pad
okay.
there.
Well, they're closer to it than us, aren't they? So,
Yeah, so there must have been other words afterwards, maybe.
Yep.
Just
so
she
10
said-
shots to 0 is the score.
Just confusing wording.
No one else, none of the players seem to be questioning it, so
No.
they're all experienced enough that they know what's going on. So nice start there from Louise. It did get away a little bit at the end, but still a very nice start.
Oh, it's good again. There's a switch to the wider hand. Always would have added a little bit on this one.
Well, there's a little bit more weight on it, Pete, but it's still struggling just to run it out. The line's immaculate. Look at that, the line is perfect. Oh, well.
Proves by the same amount again the last one. She's on top of the jack.
Absolutely.
Let's see if Louise doesn't beat her to it. It's a pretty good shot.
Well, the weight's certainly good. How much does it get back? Well, it's good enough. Now, big bowl here for Vanessa. Needs to get her confidence going. Needs to push through this. Well, Kathy was very complimentary of the deliveries. It was beautifully put down.
Well, she's a good judge by the look of it.
Not a bad result. Just misses the jack. I like the encouragement.
Still a couple down.
I like the encouragement, Pete. Especially at 10-0 down, you've got to find the positives. Serena will get the first chance to really land one right on top of this out of the two skippers. Going to the forehand side for Serena Bonnell.
She's got a bit of weight on this one, hasn't she?
Yeah, just needs a little bit of landing. Not going to. Pushes through.
Kathy, get them going. 3 ends in, need a score.
Well, she too's going to need this to just pull up a little bit. Just passing through. So, still advantage Queensland, holding 2. Interesting to see Serena just make minor corrections to the weight, but that's all to do with footwork.
Yeah. It's a very deliberate setup.
Yeah, this one's getting down a little bit, and it's going to get to the bowl this time. So it's still at least 2. That probably sneaks in for 3. The 3 is signalled by Sarah, ITO. Probably still had a bit of pace on it.
Yeah, it was still going a little bit. away.
Don't know about the journey
I
here.
hope she's given it enough, but because the track is really good.
Well, this is getting away from South Australia quickly here. That'll probably, I imagine, we'll see a change of hand, but she didn't really have to.
She didn't have to if she didn't want to, but the other hand is open for her. And she chooses to.
It's one of those opportunities where you go there early in the game just to even get a look at it. Never know whether it might be useful later to know where that line is. The line was good, but it's not going to get back.
So the weight
actually, wow, you know the weight. I actually thought that the weight wasn't going to allow it back.
Yep.
But, just getting used to that side of the green being that little tighter now.
It's quite a tighter side now, isn't it? With this breeze. Kathy just had a change of mind there. She's going back to the narrow hand.
And the danger that you would think here, Pete, is getting it out too deep.
Yes, it's been the common issue so far this game, which she hasn't got out too deep this time, but has the weight. Is it climbing enough?
Well, it has. It's going to pull up.
Quite.
It's rolled too far for shot.
He's still 2 down, I think.
I think so.
It's a good look.
They're going to ask for a measure for the second.
Yep.
Either way, it's going to be an extension of the lead to Queensland. Certainly well within their rights to ask for the measure.
Yep.
But 2 shots is confirmed there. I think so. Queensland may be contemplating looking for a third, but I don't think they're getting a third.
Oh, okay. They've decided they want to measure a third. Must have been a late decision, otherwise you'd think that it would have measured the opposition bowl first. One with only 1 in the game, but won't win that one. Two shots. Why
would you bump me
0.
while I'm writing my score down?
Because for all those who know Clive well, they'll know he loves a very neat scorecard, which he's writing down there.
You bump me.
12-0. It's always good to
12-0.
get a squiggle in occasionally.
It's South Australia just need to just find a way to build some bowls into the head here. Because Serena saying keep it up. Serena will not give them an Serena just trying to offer some encouragement, saying keep it up, and Louise said, well, bring it up. No, keep it up. Oh, okay. Serena will not let up here, that is for sure, the Queenslanders.
Definitely not.
They are playing for a gold medal. And they've made a very, very good start. Multiples on all 4 ends of the match so far.
This will come home nicely. It's on the wide side. She's got the weight. Hasn't quite got the weight. Yep. So it says the line is very good.
Interesting that Vanessa's staying on the wide hand despite that bowl potentially in the way. Her weight also just lacking.
So looking for just over a metre here. Just needs to duck a bit now.
That's well done. Nice correction of weight. The key there was just the correction of weight. The line's pretty similar,
Yep.
but the correction of weight makes it a good bowl.
Well, the weight looks better. Just keep running. I think I might have drawn the shot.
Whoops, it's trying to fall out, but a clear call from Serena. Any movement's good, and passing even better was the call. Nice confident call to allow Louise to search up here a little bit. Not going to be a mile away from the jack. It will drop under. Super effort.
He's pleading for same again.
Yeah, polite way of asking, wasn't it? How's your memory? Same again, please. Well, they just need to get a couple of ends on the board here,
Yes.
South Australia, get their confidence going.
Again. Just got to run another couple of feet. It's not going to quite get there. Not quite. Still, 2 balls in the head.
Just got slightly burnt by the fact that it just wants to go a bit sideways at the end with that breeze just teasing across.
So that's the start. 2 balls in the head. Give Kathy something to work with. Mid-pitch meeting. Again, plenty of encouragement. Kookaburra and Wombat.
Sounds like a nursery rhyme, doesn't it?
Serena, she has gone to the forehand, so she'll be looking to use, I think, that last bowl of Vanessa, the South Australian purple bowl, just to use that as the guide on the way in.
Again, we said just get a bit stuck out there, Pete. It's just it's just a couple of feet tighter than the players are anticipating out there. Be interesting to see if Serena goes there again, whether she can find that correct line there. Well, this line's promising.
This needs to stop.
That'll do. Oh, will it? I thought it was stopping, but it's just rolled through.
Kept on going.
As we lost vision of it on the screen, I thought it was actually coming to a stop, but looked up and it was still rolling.
So still 1 to South Australia. He's just got distracted.
Mobile phone, I think.
Yeah, might have been a phone going off. So the weight was really good. Just needs to tighten that line. Still turns a bit on that hand. Just need to drift under that purple one.
Yeah, it feels like a little bit of a fine line out there.
So
Well, Louise likes the line. It still needs to pull up.
and it just runs through, but the line was the best we've seen.
Well, South Australia with a chance to get on the board here. Serena only has the one bowl left. And Kathy dropped something in here and put a bit more pressure on. It is out to that deeper line again. Whether that's weight or line is debatable.
Yeah.
I mean, the bowl did get back late.
It's a little bit of both.
Right now, Serena with her final bowl. Can she continue the run of ends, or will South Australia get on the board? Start the climb back into this match.
Well, it's a tighter line this time, but
Very close to the
they
jack.
have a jack in front of her.
She's got the
So
jack down the line.
It's her own bowl there, so
What a shot. Gave it a
Two.
chance up there on the tighter line. Makes it 2. Hard work now for Kathy
yes.
Vluggen to turn this back around. I think it has to be the same idea, really.
Yeah.
Same sort of shot.
It's got to be sitting that bowl, doesn't she?
Search up there, sit it, move
You
jack.
just don't want to pull up 2 foot short. Well, it's just not going to get under. Weight was very good.
So we believe it'll be another 2.
Doesn't look like there's anything else. So 2 shots.
2 it is. 14 shots to 0, the lead after 5 ends. Queensland continue their push, courtesy of that last bowl of Serena. Just when it looked like South Australia might get themselves on the board, Serena able to get to the jack there, nudge it down the line, score another 2 shots. Almost time now, Pete, for South Australia just to ignore the scoreboard. Just say, right, we're just going to knuckle down, try and get a couple of ends, enjoy ourselves for a couple of ends and see what happens. Well, a significantly shorter end.
Yes. I think Serena was maybe hoping she wasn't.
Right on the tee is the confirmation, so if that's the case, then it will be a long enough end, we would assume, because they're lining it up. So let's take a look at the round 2 action at the senior sides championships, and we have South Australia playing the NT. South Australia leading 41-17 in the men and 44-20 in the women's competition. And WA playing Tasmania. Tasmania leading 39-37 in the men's competition. Tasmania playing Western Australia, I should have said. Is that what I said? Anyway, Tasmania playing Western Australia, 39-37 to the men and 33-18 in favour of Western Australia in the women's competition. The ACT are playing Victoria. Victoria leading 64-24 in the men there. That's after 45 ends have been played. And the Victorian women leading 60 to 21.
Ooh, that's big margins.
And finally, it's Queensland versus New South Wales, and in that one, Queensland lead at 53 to 39 in the men's competition, and it turns around in the women's competition with New South Wales leading 38-34. That's what's happening in the senior sides at Joondalup.
This is just going to slide through with this one. Louise has a pretty good line here. She's just going to slide under her own. Played really well. So, couple here. Nessa on the wide hand. She's dropped her weight again. Just a bit pulling and pushing here.
So Louise has them stacked around the jack once more. Serena will look to add some more to this. Again, that meticulous preparation makes sure that the mat is perfectly lined up.
Everything is in place. Bit of a fly.
Yes, interrupted the preparation, so back to that pre-shot routine once more. Pace just dropping late.
So I'll just block Kathy out on that hand if she was thinking about that hand. I think the shortness of the jack got Kathy on this occasion. Again, the line is perfect. Breeze is... oh, I've given up on the breeze, I can tell you. I'm looking at 4 flags in 4 different directions. So... just turning her own, sliding under. Just got through the hole, so that'll be 3, maybe 4. 3 in a measure.
So the last thing the South Australians need is for the Queenslanders to get a little bit of nice slides.
Yes. So.
And what that's done is made it very tricky for Kathy to even get in here now.
Kathy's switched. Is she going under or around that front one is the question. She's going around it.
It's a decent effort. It's not going to get down, is it? It's trying late.
I'll tell you
it has. What a great shot.
That came home late, didn't it?
Didn't it? Perfect weight is what that was all about.
Yes, 3-4 seconds.
Is there a line to the bowl? Okay, so the call from Serena is, I don't want to play weight, I'd rather just draw. Got a handy lead and says I'm not going to run any risks of removing two of mine and leaving something vulnerable or Jack going to an awkward spot. She's not going to get down from there, so...
Well, she has got a bit of weight on her. I don't know if she was purely drawing. I think she's a bit better player than that, so...
Still had a little bit of aggression in mind, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think she's
Quite possibly.
drawing, but I'm not going to be short kind of bowl. Hence, the line was a draw line.
All right.
Oh, that's not going to help her on that hand. Same bowl. That's what we need. Falls inside the jack high.
Well, this is going to drop under. Doesn't want to go anywhere. Would rather hit that one. Yep, that's avoided any disaster there. And
on the board.
South Australia are on the board. Having a little chuckle up that end as well is Kathy. 14-1 now, the lead to Queensland. But all jokes aside, but getting on the board, have a think about what they can do to change things around a little bit now. I'd like to see a somewhat drastic change of length or something here. And bring the mat up is the call. Okay, so I'm liking this. This is at least an attempt to change things up. Now, is this jack going to be long enough? Looks... Ooh, I think it's okay. He's tricky on these big greens.
Big greens, but Serena is questioning.
Oh, Serena's already called for the umpire. Yeah, did not hesitate. Serena straight away said, Jack measure please.
Here we go with the killer tape from earlier in the day, for those who are watching.
And Vicky's at the dangerous end this time.
Traction is faster than the flash.
Yeah. I've got no idea whether this is long enough or not.
No, well, that would indicate it's not.
It's too short. So, unfortunate, trying to change things up. Here comes the tape.
Oh, there she's.
Vicky's learnt.
Yeah, she's.
Whoop.
A little bit off on there. She wasn't just full steam ahead like she was the first early in the
I did have a chat to her about that at the break.
Nearly ripped her fingers off.
Okay, well that change of length is cancelled. Provided that Louise does the right job with the jack here, of course. Not convinced it's a lot longer.
Matt's right back, so it's definitely longer.
Yeah.
I don't know if Serena stands where she wants it or whether she's just standing there and Louise gets to pick.
So, South Australia on the board. Now, can they mount a challenge here? This one's not going to get there.
Explicit instructions.
So Louise with the opportunity to stamp the Queensland Authority straight back down on this match.
Certainly,
just on the outside.
By.
Yep. There is nothing wrong with that. That's as a first bowl. There's nothing wrong with that. That's nearly a metre past. And you'll take that over a metre short every single day of the week. It is Sunday, so you can take it twice on Sundays as well, Pete. Dropping just underneath here. This, if it runs, is okay. It's just run out of juice. Well, Serena invited Louise to go out wider here. It's been dangerous on that hand, but she's actually gone quicker.
Looking for another metre to get on the board. 2 ends in a row.
Impression Kathy was thinking about changing Vanessa's hand then, but Vanessa lined up and she went, all right, I'll leave her alone. And that's worked out all right. That will just do enough to get shot.
Well, the line just be a touch wide again. Yeah, just going to get held.
All right, well, South Australia changeover holding shot once more.
There's quite a bit of room, but
yes, you would think you're not getting shot with that bowl with Serena still with 3 to play. Maybe with 1 to play you can get away with that, but with 3 to play you'd expect that Serena drops 1 in there. But it'll be Kathy to play first, of course. Kathy not realising it's her turn to play.
Yep.
I'm sure there's some sort of chuckle about being used to bowling second in this one. That's okay. Just hope that Kathy's got her mindset right before she played this one. It looks to be racing.
Yep, a bit quick. It's pretty close. She might run a bit here. Sounds like she's pretty close, but it will stop. That's the shot.
That is definitely the shot. Yeah, we've got a good angle on that.
Yep. So that's still a couple of feet through, but you might have lost a lot of weight here, I think. It's not going to push past the purple.
Okay, so Serena just saying she's not scared to go out wide here.
She's not that wide.
I'm not sure how wide she is. Just going to hang this one wide, and she's all over the jack.
Her actions don't always follow what she says. I'm learning. That's a tough one to beat.
That's the cricketer that says, I'm just going to block this one, and then halfway as the ball's delivered, decides to hit it for 6. Yeah, just a bit quick. So this is going to be another score to Queensland at this rate. Big chance of 3 shots, you would think.
Bit of a delayed congratulations.
Might be just racing a bit, I think. So it's going to be another 2 on the board, we believe. Well, Louise wants 3.
Does she? Well, that's a stretch by the look of it from this angle. Is contrary to what the marker was saying, isn't it?
So,
what about
ITOs are out there?
Is it the one on the side they're looking for?
The one on the side, yes.
Okay. They left the one at the back, so...
Bearing in mind the players do request help to measure anything they want to measure, so we would normally, you know, we'd often see a player just whip out a tape and do a quick roughie.
Yep.
They're not really in a position to do that, so they get the ITOs out there to help them measure. And 2.
Okay.
I think when Vicky chooses not to even bend down,
no, she didn't get very low at all.
Fairly clear indication it was just the 2. 16-1 the scoreline as we near the halfway point of this match. Bearing in mind that if the margin stays like this, we may not go the full distance.
No, I think Serena does stand where she wants it. Just from Louise's action, she's just not getting there. Again, pushing into that breeze going this way.
Look, in the end, if Louise wasn't getting close with her bowls, that would be a concern. But Louise is doing a reasonably good job as lead. Didn't quite nail it on that previous end. It was Serena that nailed it, but she's been doing reasonably well. You wouldn't be too concerned about the jack. And if you miss with the jack, Pete,
yes, you
need to land with your first bowl. Look at this. Great shot. Bit of an unwritten rule that for a lead. If you miss with the jack, you better get close.
Yes.
So can Louise just produce exactly the same as last time? She isn't bad.
Yep, she's pretty close to this.
That's brilliant.
Nice pairing there. Just going under. The weight's pretty good. The weight's very good.
It actually held on a fair way to give it that little chance, but it did always look tight.
Louise has been asked to get past the jack here. They're all in agreement. She's not where she's supposed to be.
Sort of thing at 16-1 you can have a little chuckle about.
Yes.
If things are a bit more tense, maybe not so much.
So how's the weight here from Vanessa?
Not there, unfortunately.
She just couldn't combine the two ingredients.
I think we'll see Serena go to the backhand side now. Her own bowl's coming up. A jack high bowl as a point of reference.
Mid-pitch conference.
Okay, Serena to play first once again. Does the usual routine of lining up the mat.
She can put the back one in that she requested, which would be forehand. We'll switch to the backhand to just play through her own bowls, really.
Looks like forehand.
So she's looking to get past. She's done that. Well,
she
no,
doesn't crash.
Yeah, now she's done that.
There was one bowl out there to negotiate to get to the back position, which she's done well. Tourism WA, Department of Local Government, Sport and Cultural Industries, Lottery West and the City of Joondalup. All responsible in their own ways for the Nationals 2023 being right here in WA. We're having a ball bringing you all the coverage. It's been 3 massive days so far. Still so much more to come. As Kathy with a brave effort there, but just came up short. I'm sure that'll push Serena to the backhand side now. Nothing in there on the forehand.
No.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good shot here. She's just going to trial in that hole. May not have, hasn't counted.
Well, Kathy only needs a slight correction on her first attempt here.
Using her own.
Yeah, she just got out a bit deeper. It will turn back late for it. Just too deep. And Queensland threatening to put another couple on the board here, 2 or 3. Not far away at all.
Just going to rest on that. Turn in.
Beautifully played.
Number 1.
That is 3 to Queensland at the moment. Yes, I just waited because Sarah was going to signal, made sure I was right. Look, can Kathy find a way through here with a bit of weight?
Lining up on that side.
Nothing at the back.
No, the back's bare. But it's no worse than where she is.
So pushing up through it.
Sliding under.
Not far away.
Just will it hold?
Oh, got the jack.
Oh, it's a good try.
Well,
Shot or 1 down?
I reckon we might get the measure out
Yes,
here.
I think the measure's coming back. Oh,
Oh,
no.
Louise wants 1.
Louise is...
And they're going to check it. Louise wants 1. There's no doubt she was about to reach out. That is actually the danger with removing your own shot bowls. You should not be removing your own shot bowls. It should be the opposition that moves them out. Because if there's any sort of communication breakdown, once you pick the bowl up, there's not much you can do.
Yes,
It should always be the opposition conceding shots rather than the team that's got the shot kicking them out.
Ooh, 2 umpires.
I feel like 2 ITOs for that length measure might be slight overkill.
Yes, I think one could have handled this.
I'll tell you what's close though.
I know it's a crowded yard. I know that much. There's a lot of legs going on there. There you go.
So it hung on, and it is 1 to South Australia. Sorry? Hang on. I thought the bowl was turned out.
Yes, it's definitely 1 to South Australia.
Well, we're getting 1 blue paddle held up here.
It's definitely 1 to South Australia.
So we'll just make sure. Okay.
South Australia's blue?
Yep. No. Well, yeah, okay. Yeah, I just got confused with that. Yep. So it is 16-2.
Just getting late on a Sunday afternoon.
Well, yeah.
4:20.
I wouldn't normally associate with South Australia with blue.
No,
that's all.
but you wouldn't associate Queensland with blue either.
Correct.
Okay. Vicky's just running past us.
Working.
They are coming from everywhere now. I'm going with it's long enough.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. Of course, don't forget we've got another day's coverage tomorrow, 8:45. We'll be back here at Warwick for finals action here.
Here it goes. Oh, she's very experienced now.
Yeah,
It's not as much fun.
that was beautifully done.
Vicky's a spoil sport. She always has been. One of our WA own.
Yeah, and does it? And look, while we have a little chuckle at her retracting a tape, she does a magnificent job.
Oh yes, she's got a great sense of humour
so
as well.
many of the WA ITOs that are getting the opportunity to perform on home ground. always have a fantastic contingent at the Australian Open, and now they're getting a chance to show their wares and show their talent. And it is talent that they have in looking after the players here, doing a fantastic job. Well, the short lengths fooled them both with their first bowls. Vanessa's just been short with that first bowl just slightly too often, just needs to work that pace out where she feels the bowl going a metre past instead of a metre short. And it can be a challenge, Pete, when you just can't quite find it.
Yeah, frustrating challenge.
But you're better off that metre past. Just overdo it for a couple of bowls.
I think all skippers want to see you actually changing something.
Make a different mistake. Yeah.
That means you're 4 metres through, at least you've
shot here.
Tried to change something.
Great shot from Louise. So if you are, if you are finding yourself in a match where we are coming up that little bit short, just allow yourself to make a different error.
Well, that'll help a little bit. She's been asked to keep the weight, so she's sliding on through.
Hasn't done a bad job with it.
I think she's done pretty well.
Look at this. Sensational.
Roll her own down. Well, that one's good enough.
Suddenly the bowl at the back of the rink looks mighty useful with two right on it. So the first bowl that raced past, again, better than short, and now quite useful with two bowls sitting right on top of the jack. We might find out whether Kathy's got any sort of weighted game here, because it's worth attacking that early.
Yeah, it's hard to draw, so you've got to open something up.
She's got first crack, so in my opinion, have a bit of a search at this before it gets blocked up.
That would indicate no.
Well,
a little bit of weight.
It is a searcher.
If she could get her edge off that.
Fortunately, didn't quite see that, but still Queensland in charge.
So they had probably a couple of metres on that in the end.
Which probably tells us the style of game that she likes to play.
Yep.
And that's okay. There was enough weight there to get the job done. I think to get a bit more rattle, maybe another metre or so on it would have been nice. Serena wouldn't mind changing this a little bit. Just get to the two bowls and just turn them slightly. She's underneath that. But you can see, well, that's handy. You can see the weight that she had would have been good just to land Louise's two bowls. Take a bit of the target away. No real change there.
No.
Perhaps give Serena a little bit more impetus just to get to those bowls now, knowing that the jack is only really headed towards her own bowl.
Yeah, not a lot of danger in this. She's She doesn't want to be tight turning the green, but she's just gone to the back.
Tough one here for Kathy.
Yeah, she stays on the backhand. She's really only got turning her own. That's the only thing that's going to have any value for her. Happy, so
Yeah, just didn't really get that one away. So
ball to come.
I think they're going to take them. They're going to take the 2 and lead it 18 shots to 2 with 6 ends to play. At this point, we probably doubt that we'll play all 6, but you know, if South Australia were to win all 6 ends, well, who knows? Would certainly take a big change over what we've seen so far, because the Queenslanders have played so well. They really haven't let the South Australians in.
No.
Took a 4 on the very first end, followed that up with a couple of 3s, and
there's a lot of chasing going on after that.
It's very difficult after that, isn't it? Might take a look through the senior sides update.
Should be getting towards the end.
So we are in round 2. South Australia are playing the NT. In the men, 62 to 41 in favour of South Australia, and in the women, 78 to 37.
Okay, so SA men will have 2 wins.
WA versus Tasmania. Tasmania 78, WA 60 in the men. And
Good effort by Tasmania.
WA 61, Tasmania 32 in the women. Victoria lead the ACT in the men's competition 74-34 and 62-33 in the women's. And finally, it's Queensland leading New South Wales 63 to 54. That's with just 6 ends to go. 63 to 54. And in the women's competition, very tight, 7 ends to play, 47-44 in favour of New South Wales over Queensland. So what's happening there? Of course, there'll be 2 more matches tomorrow out at Joondalup. We will be right back here. As Louise has just missed her weight here.
Unfortunately, they're back into the middle there, so both players a metre to 5 feet short. Certainly got more weight this time. Climbs around for the jack.
Has the jack. And a fair piece of it too. Well, the thought process was right, Pete.
Yep.
Don't be short again.
No, couldn't afford to be that.
Sticking with the forehand side, but this one's overdone. It was the same thought process, just a little bit too far. So
one to the Queenslanders on the crossover.
I reckon that mat could be perfect, and Serena would still bend down and give it a little adjustment and put it back again. I think it's very much a pre-shot routine for her first bowl.
Certainly. Pretty good effort. Finish a couple of feet past. Just keep stacking them on. The volunteers taking the opportunity to have a look.
Yeah, with the pressure off a little bit at this time of the day. In the zone for the jack. Where's it going?
Oh, it didn't go anywhere.
Wow.
Jeez, that took off.
Well, it'll do, because it's sat. May do for shot. It'll be a measure, I think. Oh, there you go. Louise says they're down. Didn't that turn right? It was almost like it had a remote control on it to make it turn. It was probably a better result than getting the jack, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think had that bowl collected a piece of the jack, it'd be very unlikely that South Australia will be sitting with shot right now, which they actually are.
Yep. It's probably more going down the line than going with her. Well, this is a pretty good weight here. Is it going to hold?
Well, you wouldn't think so based on the last bowl and the way it goes. Is this out there? That's the question. And the answer is no.
Probably about a metre short as well. Need a bit more weight, a bit more grass.
So, correct line is the message.
I don't know if the line's been corrected, but she has got more weight.
Calling for jack, and she's got the jack.
She's might go too far.
Nope.
Nope. Again, it's one of those trickies. Don't necessarily listen to what I say. Oh, we're going to correct the weight instead of the line, not the other way around. And it's working. It is working.
Again, hidden away a little bit now. Tricky to get to. There's a sort of an arc of bowls sitting in the way, protecting it. And he's just going to crash into the arc. Yeah. Wasn't far away with a clear run. Probably needed a foot of weight. But it will be one more on the board to Queensland. They lead at 19 shots to 2 after 10 ends. There's a 17-shot lead with 5 ends to play. Queensland men now 10 shots clear of New South Wales with 5 ends to play in the senior sides.
Okay.
Interesting scoreline between John Finlayson and Peter Taylor. 27-24 on 21 ends. They're finished, but 27-24 is a big scoreline.
It's a cricket score.
You don't see too many teams score 20 and lose, 21 and lose. But yeah, to get 24 and lose, that is unusual.
There's some big end results in that. Very good shot. They're not letting up. They are looking to finish early.
In the WA Tasmania game, John Goddard 32, Ricky Richardson 20. It's another high-scoring match.
Yeah,
But the other two rinks have gone the way of Tasmania.
Doesn't go well for the other two rinks. Yep, another good shot.
It was pretty much exactly what was asked for.
They're just too consistent. There we go, underneath. Vicky whack. One shot.
Gave it a chance. Pushed up through it, gave it a chance and got the result. Opens things up a little bit, doesn't it? So I think the call from Serena was same weight as your last bowl and look to land or trail.
Well, it's one waiting there for Serena to do the job.
Absolutely. No, she likes those shots. She does like those reaches. Land or trail.
So again, she doesn't really want the jack here.
Wow.
Well left. Precision that was.
I think the reality is, Pete, at 19-2, you got to give it a crack, but enjoy the last few ends and know that you're going to have a medal draped around your neck at the end of this match.
Yes, you are. So, still all business. I can tell you the Queenslanders are still all business.
Serena always is, and there is nothing wrong with that. It's about the process. It's about the process being the same each time. Straighten the mat.
No matter what the situation is.
Straighten the mat and back into it. I think Serena is a big one on commanding the rink. You certainly heard Karen Murphy talk a lot about that over the years, about commanding the rink.
Yep.
Whenever Karen was playing singles, always be the first one to ask the marker a question. It's my rink, and I'll ask some questions early. my rink, you're a guest playing against me. Well, Serena says she doesn't want to have a niggle. She just wants to beat her own bowl. Are we backing a trail of the jack?
Yes, I am. Oh, it's got the weight for a trail of the jack. Just on the outside. Pretty good weight for it, really. Perfect weight.
Perfect way to get it every chance. Certainly nothing wrong with that.
No. No, it's still a very safe shot.
Can Kathy find a way to get another one in here? It's on a good line. If it holds on, it's going to want to go sideways late. Well, it was a great effort. He's just out. It will not count. His bowl's right in front of us where we're sitting alongside the rink.
Why? She's quite close to this. She's still got at least a couple of feet on her.
She's going through the gap.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Super effort. That was a perfectly played bowl to give it every opportunity. Just found the gap. You can't do an awful lot more, especially with the cross breeze the way it is. Can't do an awful lot more than what Serena did with that.
no.
And you just need it to happen.
She hasn't got the weight here, Kathy. But they'll take one.
Another one to South Australia, and it is now 19-3 in favour of Queensland. And with 6 available each end, we now enter a little bit of a zone where the match could end. So if Queensland were to grab 3 shots on this end, that would secure the gold medal for them.
Okay. No challenge of the length. Again, pushing up into that breeze still. going this way. Just easy to be caught out. Kathy's still in good spirits.
She is desperately trying to encourage, and that's great to see. Look, we've all had games, but we can't quite find it. And it's a bit of a lonely place, especially when it's when you know there's cameras on it. It is a bit of a lonely place when you just can't quite get going. And this is an overcorrection.
Yeah, it's late in the day.
The positive interaction, as I see the progressive correction there, and that is a great shot. The positive interaction between the South Australians is really encouraging. In the end, they know they've met an opposition that has outplayed them.
Yep.
And, the stamp of this match was provided by the Queenslanders very early on, as Louise with a nice correction as well. Beautifully played. Sometimes that's what it takes, doesn't it? When it takes the opposition to drop one a bit closer for you to bring your focus in and nail it yourself. It's surprising how that happens.
Bit of weight here, is it? Just going to trial this jack. Well played.
Perfectly played.
Yeah. Crowd still here to support her. The South Australian crowd. A few Queenslanders.
Probably take this opportunity to thank Mitch for another fantastic day of crystal clear images. He's done a fantastic job again. Tough one to get at with those bowls just on the line. It's going to take perfect weight to allow it to get back.
Yep, it's going to be right tight to that front bowl. It's not going to bend out there. As Serena says, she does have to be really tight to this bowl to have any chance of getting back.
Right. I wonder what you were what you were reacting to there. It was, yeah.
So
We'd already talked about that.
It was just the weight then, so
yeah,
the line was perfect. There's our scoreboard.
Yep, and right next to that scoreboard, the image of Jess Stajowski that spoke at the opening ceremony.
Yes.
Member for Kingsley. Spoke on behalf of the wonderful partners, as this isn't far away either. Great shot.
Really good shot. Very good shot, but also gives it just a little sighter.
She's one that shares her thoughts. Is Serena, isn't she? Just letting us know she's not going to do anything silly. So turning down playing any particular big weight, she's going to crash into the front here. That was actually well shaped to get a result, but just needed to clear that front bowl. So it'll be 2 more to South Australia, and we have a 14-shot difference with 3 to play. So now we have the situation where South Australia must score at least 2 to keep the match alive. Might take one more look at the senior sides.
Final look.
And in doing so, we see that South Australia has defeated the Northern Territory in both the men and the women's competition. 69-46 in the men, 78-37 in the women. Still 78-60 in favour of Tasmania over WA in the men's competition. Big win for WA, 64-33 over Tasmania in the women's competition. In Victoria over the ACT in the men, 74-34 still there, and 62-33 to the women, so comfortable couple of wins there to Victoria. And 10-shot lead to Queensland over New South Wales. We haven't had an update come through there yet, and a 10-shot lead to New South Wales over Queensland in the women, with just 3 ends to play there, so it looks like New South Wales might defeat Queensland there in the women's competition. All of that while they were measuring the length of the jack.
Jack, yes.
Vicky, all of the score updates are available, as I just went through them, so all of the score updates are available via that scores update page. And all the events are important, we certainly understand that.
Shot. Still 2 feet short, so still plenty of room. Looking to finish it off this end. Oh, no, she's Louise has forgotten something here.
Any jack here, just on the outside. Three shots to South Australia as we make the change. Of course, if it stays that way, then we will go to another end, but Serena will have something to say about that, I'm sure.
Yes, there's a little bit of room for her, I think. So Kathy, bit of jack, no, a little bit of, so number 1, 4 to South Australia.
So Serena would just need to get second shot to secure the title.
How much run has she got?
Just going to be outside, so still 2 to South Australia. I was going to say it might make Kathy think about which hand to play, but it looks like she's lining up backhand again.
Comes in again. She's just going to run through this time. So yeah, looks like 2 from here.
Oh, definitely 2. Yeah. Serena only needs to nudge her own bowl or just get past it. Even underneath it, she's probably going to get second shot. So even the slightest correction will do.
I think she's done that.
That will do the job.
Great shot.
It has drawn the shot, and right now the title sits firmly with Serena and Louise here from Queensland. Kathy needs to find a way to that bowl. And it's going to be tough. It's going to have to go to the forehand, and this is going to be difficult to get to.
Some kind of weight. That's nice.
That is going to be
the end.
The end.
I don't think she'll play. So
yep.
That will be the end of the game.
That is it.
They won't be allowed to continue even if they wanted to, I don't believe, in the new rules.
That is the end of the match. We'll just take a couple of moments for the players to realise that, but we'll see shaking of hands and the end of the match declared. I'm entirely sure why everyone's looking that they don't know what's happening.
No. They're all trying to add up the scoreboard by the look of it.
That is it. There it is. The shaking of hands has happened. The champions are Queensland, Serena Bonnell and Louise Hoskins. They have taken the gold medal here, and that will be the conclusion. So, congratulations go to Queensland, and a fantastic performance. They put the writing on the wall early, and the South Australians just couldn't work their way back into it. So that is going to conclude our coverage for today. The Para Nationals here at Warwick. Peter, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much for yours. It's
You
been
can,
a wonderful day.
You can rest the voice tomorrow. Troy Kinane will join me right back here at 8:45 at Warwick for continuing action of the Nationals 2023. We'll catch you tomorrow morning.